So Paul, a heartbreaking ending to tonight's game. What are your feelings right now in this moment of time?
Well, it is tough. It is tough on the lads. We were very disappointed with the first half showing. We felt as though we gave them too much respect. Premier League team coming to Accrington on a Tuesday night. That was the last thing we wanted to do, because we wanted to really get at them, make them uncomfortable, but they were too comfortable really, and the game looked out of sight. Obviously first half, had a little word with the lads, made a change, and you've seen for yourselves that we took it to the wire, and if we would have won in the allocated time, no one would really have any complaints, So from that end, I think the lads deserve an awful lot of credit,
Well, you've mentioned that. I mean, did full time come at the wrong time, because you were well on top of it?
Well, we've just said momentum wise, and momentum's a massive thing in football. I would say yes. Everything went quiet. They could sort of regroup. We had a few lads, and let's be honest about it, I thought their fitness levels, I think as you would expect from a Premier League club, kicked in a little bit, and we just never built up that momentum again,
You saw the second half, fantastic character shown from the lads. I mean, it must have been some half-time team talk. I mean, did you say much, or was it a case of just you wanting to get through? And
I think I didn't say much, no. I think the disappointment from themselves, you've got your families watching, you built yourself up to the game, and they felt as though they let themselves down, and I think we just needed a little bit of old-fashioned sort of get it forward a bit quicker, and let's turn them round a little bit and give them a few more problems, and we did.
It was a good old-fashioned cup tie, loads of challenges flying in, a lot of aggression shown from both sides. I mean, were you happy with that aspect of the games, or did you feel that some of the lads could have kept their heads a little bit more?
Well, I thought the lads were okay on both teams. I just felt the referee was maybe a little bit lax on a couple of things that he could have stamped down a little bit more sort of earlier. But apart from a little bit of petulance, which I suppose you can understand with 18-year-old lads who are trying to play Aston Villa in the next round, I thought the lads were actually better than the officials, to be honest.
Well, you've just mentioned Villa there. I mean, obviously you would have seen the 4th round draw. Was it a case of using that as an incentive to the lads, or just a case of focus on Palace, see where it takes you?
Well, it was a massive incentive for me when Everton and Aston Villa came out, so one of my coaches went to the game on Friday night, and he said it wasn't a spectacle, so it's gone now, but I think we've just got to say to the lads, we've got to play for 90 minutes really. You don't get it. They put so much effort into the second half. They could have saved themselves that little bit of effort in the first half if they would have performed better. So they genuinely, understandably run out of gas, I think.
Well, there's no good time to score in any game, but conceding very early on and then on the stroke of half time, is that frustrating as a coach?
It's been frustrating for a number of weeks. Although we've been on a good run, we've conceded goals after 3-4 in 3 games now, and you can't do it. Not only against teams in our league, but certainly a Premier League club. You just can't give a goal away after 4 minutes, because it's an uphill battle anyway. And it just becomes more steep, and we've got to improve on that. We really have.
And finally, obviously disappointing exit, but do you see this as a good learning curve for the lads going forward, and will it stand you in good stead for the rest of the season?
Well, yeah, because I've just said to them there, a lot of you are going to drive home with your parents, and you're going to turn round and you're going to say, we should have beat them. I said, and if we would have performed from the first whistle, you probably will find, lads, that you would have beat them. So from that point of view, it's a massive learning curve, and one they should take with them into each game they play, because the fine margins we're talking about. I realise we're talking about 3 levels, but they're all 18-year-old kids, and you know, they had some really good players, by the way, but you were literally talking fine margins at the end of the game.